What is going on, everybody? Explorer has been out for quite a while now, and it's time to talk about new cards that we can add to improve the format. Let's go. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Roxora, and here we do all things Magic the Gathering. Today we are taking a look at my top picks for the 5 card sets to add to the Explorer format in order to make it better. A little bit about me. So I am a content creator here on YouTube and also over at twitch.tv/Roxora098. Speaking of, if you could leave a like, comment, subscribe, anything would really help me out. I am a longtime Magic the Gathering player, and I'm also a game designer and developer, and my goal for making this channel is to just help people enjoy the game of Magic the Gathering as much as I can, whether that is, talking about Magic news like this, just giving people deck lists, or explaining mechanisms of the game, or getting better at the game competitively, if that's your goal. Anything I can do to help people enjoy the game more, that is the goal. I personally have been playing the game competitively for about 10 years now, playing at a lot of GPs and everything. I've also been playing Arena since the closed beta, so I've been able to kind of see the game evolve from what it was to what it is today. And combined with that, I also actively play the Pioneer format in paper. I've got my trusty deck here. It is the Is It Hullbreaker control deck. Having a lot of fun with that. So I am aware of kind of what Explorer is like on Arena and also what Pioneer should be like in paper. So first of all, we haven't really talked about it officially on this channel, but what is Explorer/Pioneer? And also, why do we need to add cards to it? So first of all, a while back, Pioneer was added to the list of supported Wizards formats, and it is essentially another non-rotating format like Modern, but with a different start date. It starts instead from Guilds of Ravnica, which is a lot more of a recent set, but it is going to continue to be a non-rotating format, and will just continue to have cards being added onto it, again with its own ban list and all of that. And it became a pretty popular format in 2019, 2020, and then unfortunately because of the pandemic, the format became very difficult to play, for that very reason. But now in 2022, Pioneer is slowly making a resurgence, especially with Wizards of the Coast, again, really supporting the format, especially making it the future format of the next Pro Tour. So a lot of people are putting a lot of attention on Pioneer, and when it comes to Arena, it was one of the things that we really wanted, and Wizards had kind of been not giving us that, and eventually they gave us the Explorer format, which is essentially just Pioneer, with what we have on Arena. And the plan is, or so they say, is to slowly bring cards that aren't on Arena into Arena to eventually turn Explorer into Pioneer, and then Explorer will no longer have a reason to exist. So there's a couple of reasons. First of all, besides just making Explorer more like Pioneer, that you want to add cards pretty much as soon as you can, again in a good way, in order to make those things work. So the first thing here is that we want to retain interest in particularly Explorer and Pioneer, and just in general in Arena. So the Explorer format so far has been better than the other formats that have been announced or have been newer. Particularly Historic has kind of seen a downtick, Standard has seen a downtick, and also Alchemy is hated by everyone. I'm not saying that it's good. I personally don't agree with that sentiment. I don't actively play Alchemy as much as I do the Explorer format, but that's kind of the point, is that right now Explorer is one of the things pushing Arena, and even then it is not giving people that same type of excitement. Again, it really does feel like it's missing something. And again, so that with all of those things, if you don't support the Explorer format, people will lose interest in Explorer, and then even if you add the whole rest of the Pioneer format later, people aren't going to be as enthusiastic. Kind of going along with that, one of the things that you really need to do you being Wizards, is show a commitment to the stated goal of Explorer becoming Pioneer by adding cards. The sooner they do that, the better people's reception will be, right? So it kind of showcases like, hey, we're, even if it's a few cards, even if it's 5 cards, again, that's kind of why this list is here. Is to show that if you just add 5 cards, any of the ones from this list, then it will be a huge boon to the Explorer / Pioneer format experience on Arena. So before we get to the actual list, here's some things to note. These are just my opinions. I've done a little bit of looking at MTG Goldfish and other deck list databases, and just kind of gone through and looked at, okay, what is in the Pioneer format that is being played that is not in Explorer or in Magic Arena yet. Remember, the goal is not to have every single card from the Pioneer sets on Arena. It's just to add the quintessential cards. Kind of going along with this, these is ordered, so it's ordered from 5 to 1, but it's not really a list of like the best ones. Again, some people might disagree about the orders, but I think everyone can agree that these are all some kinds of cards that we want to see at some point. Again, the order doesn't really matter, but at the same time, we do want to keep the format balanced. So if we're adding a really powerful blue card, maybe you want to accompany that with a really powerful black card or whatever, to kind of keep the colors and the archetypes balanced. Going along with that, these are card categories. So some of these have multiple cards in them. I believe all of them do, actually, if I'm correct. Yes. So these are a collections of cards, so five card sets, as it says in the title. So any of these cards, really, you could pick any of the cards from these sets, and I would be totally fine with them. Again, exactly which ones don't matter, just kind of talking about general things that the format needs. All right, so with that, let's get into our first member of the list. All right, first up on our set of cards here are black removal spells. The first one here is Abrupt Decay, the other one here is Dreadbore. Both of these are black cards that kill stuff, and so I've kind of lumped them together here, and both of them see a ton of play. Both of them see play in the Niv-Mizzet Reborn deck. Dreadbore sees play in the Rakdos midrange deck. Abrupt Decay sees play in any green-black midrange, some people call it rock deck, and both of them are really powerful. Abrupt Decays, can't be countered clause. Really relevant both with control decks in the format, and there's a couple of creatures with ward and things like that. So Abrupt Decay is a really cool card to have. Both of these can also destroy planeswalkers, so being able to deal with troublesome permanents like Narset or Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, really keep cards in check. So kind of what makes these cards good and relevant to Pioneer, and what makes Pioneer, right, is that these are cheap removal spells. They're really efficient. That kind of what makes it feel like Modern almost, where these cards at one point were Modern playable, and Modern now has kind of risen above their power level, but there can be relevant and can be enjoyed again in Pioneer, and that's kind of the point. So yeah, I think these two would be a really great addition to the Pioneer, to the Explorer format, excuse me, and they would instantly help the metagame, right? There's been a lot of, red-black, which this card will help with, but there's also been a lot of control, and there hasn't been as much of these kind of mid-range decks from the black-green side of things. I think some kind of archetype like that. This card also can see some play in some of the green-black ramp decks. That's really nice. So giving the green-black decks that ability to ramp and then have some disruption for cheap is really good. So I think adding these to the Explorer format is going to be a big boon to the metagame, and also, again, making it more similar to the non-rotating format that is Pioneer. All right, next up, we've got green ramp cards. And you might say, okay, well, there's already a couple of green decks in the Explorer format. Yes, but Sylvan Curated and Elvish Mystic are really, really powerful cards. Elvish Mystic being combined with Lenoir Elves, Sylvan Curated being ramped that also adds some amount of color fixing or being able to splash for things is really, really powerful. Also, having Hexproof is nothing to scoff at. So both of these cards are really, really relevant to making these kind of decks that want to get lots of mana, as powerful as they are. So I think, something like that would be really, really welcome. And I think, there's also this funny thing about the debate between Mystic and Lenoir Elves in formats where they're both legal. So I think that's a side note, but yeah, definitely think that these two cards are definitely missing from the format. Next up, we actually have lands here, and I know some people might be confused because Explorer, believe it or not, actually does have some really great mana bases in them, especially when you compare them to the Pioneer format. I've been able to play, blue-red decks, blue-black decks, Grixis decks, even the Rakdos deck, all those mana bases are pretty much exactly like what they are in the Pioneer format. So in terms of being able to play multicolor decks yet to a success, we're not actually that far off. There are a couple of cards here that are missing that are noteworthy. So mainly Mana Confluence here, being this kind of pain land that enables 5-color mana bases potentially. So again, going back to that Niv Mizzet Reborn deck, that's a deck that is missing from the format. Niv Mizzet is, on Arena, but it's not able to be well supported, again, because of the lack of multicolored lands. We also talked about Green Ramp, and Nixos is a card that everyone's been talking about wanting on Arena just because it's such a powerful card, it's such a fun card, and it doesn't just impact the mono green ramp decks. This also impacts any other deck that uses, one color and wants to have a lot of stuff on board. So, there's decks that play, Goblin Chainwhirler and just play red cards and, use Nixos just to generate a ton of mana, not necessarily to ramp into something huge, but to make lots of plays. And then, the pain lanes here, the main one that I saw being played was Battlefield Forge. I'm sure there are some other ones. I know like Cave of Koilos might see some usage with the, the Eldrazi from, Battle for Zendikar. So, that might be something to consider, but, generally, I do think that, the mana bases in terms of 2-color mana bases are pretty good. So Battlefield Forge or the Painlands in general might just be at the bottom of the list, but still think they would be a good inclusion. But definitely the other two are really, really relevant. All right, so number 2 on the list is technically 2 cards, but I guess it's actually really one, and it's Thing in the Ice and Awoken Horror. So this is a really, really powerful card in the Explorer format, and it's not on Arena. It used to be on Arena. I remember playing it on Arena, and it's not there anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, this card is really, really good in a variety of decks. Not just played in Phoenix. It's not just played in Control. I've seen it played in Dimir. There's so many of these, kind of slow spell-based decks that love to take advantage of Thing in the Ice and its flip ability. This is definitely going to be a card that a lot of people are going to be waiting on. Definitely think that this card is needed, and it's not even, again, going to be that broken. Cards like Fatal Push really keep it in check. There's a lot of removal for it, so it's not like if you added it right now it would all of a sudden become dominant. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to seeing this card on Arena sometime soon once again. All right, and last on our list is, of course, the Delve spells. I think everyone, coming into this video who knows about Pioneer probably expected this. These are the 3 Delve spells that see the most play. I know there are probably some other ones like Murderous Cut or something like that that might see a little bit of play, but these are the ones that definitely see the most. Yes, they're all blue. But we've got Dig Through Time, Treasure Cruise, and Temporal Trespass. These Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time mainly being the notorious ones since they are banned in Modern. So I think also, I actually don't know if they're banned in Legacy. I think they might not be. If I had imagined they are. I'd be surprised if they weren't. I don't really follow the legacy format as much as I do the others. Anyways, these cards have very quickly become kind of like the notorious cards of the format because they're a lot of fun to play with. People like playing with powerful cards. They're powerful, but they are, you know, okay so far in the metagame, as Mrs. has stated. In fact, in the recent banning of Wunoda and Expressive Federation, they state that, you know, exactly that they want to keep these cards in the format because they are so quintessential and everyone seems to enjoy them and everybody wants to play a format with them in them. So exactly that reason is exactly why they need to be added to the Explorer format. First of all, they just took away expressive iterations. So blue decks already are seeing a real problem in terms of you know, play rate and competitiveness. Phoenix is still existing, but again, we really need something like these to kind of make those you know, value-based blue decks relevant even more. So yeah, I definitely think that adding these should be a priority. Again, I know some people don't like blue. I understand, but these cards are not that crazy, especially in the Pioneer format. We have not the same type of fetches. We have one fetch essentially in Fabled Passage. So these delve spells aren't that crazy. People don't fill up their graveyards nearly as fast, and there are also plenty of cards to counteract them and Rest in Peace and you know, exiling effects, plenty of counter spells. Velocity is in the format, so you can discard them. There's a lot of play against these cards, so they're not crazy, but they are a ton of fun, and I'd love to see them in the format. All right, that was my list. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember, leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out. Also, feel free to comment, you know, on the list. Again, you know, again, be respectful. These are just my thoughts, but I'd love to hear yours as well. Remember, you can also follow me at twitch.tv/Roxor098. I do a lot of arena content there. You can also join my Discord, where we do some decklist submissions for my commander videos, and also just, you know, chat with me. And you know, if you need help with anything Magic, always happy to chat. All right, guys, that is gonna do it for me. Again, I release content here, you know, pretty much weekly. I try and do my best to get 1 or 2 per week. So look out for more arena or Magic content in the future, and I'll see you guys for the next video.